atmosphere in a rivalry game like this one?
Yeah, Kev, we sense it on the sideline, don't we?
We do, yes.
You know, a little bit of an air of dislike, a growing discontent that you're constantly in each other's way. Rivalries are built when teams consistently meet when there is something on the line, and that is what has happened with these two, and I'll tell you, we get to sit back and enjoy it, Kevin.
When you played, Doris, were those the most fun games for you as a player?
No doubt, no doubt. You wanted to beat that team that was always standing in your way, so that in the summertime you had a little bragging right.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. And it's George in at the 3 slot. Here's Westbrook. 2 points. That one goes.
This guy's so skilled at navigating to the interior, and when Russell Westbrook is that close, he's going to score.
Murray the pass to Gay. Here's the screen to the paint. It's stolen by Adams. To the inside. Here's George. Good work defensively by Gay.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Outside DeRozan. Murray outside. Shot clock at 6. They get it back. Gay. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Steven Adams picks one up.
And when Gay is locked in, he's special. An efficient scorer who can effortlessly take over games.
Gentlemen, roof shot. Roof shot.
That free throw, no good.
When you think about the 2 consecutive first-round playoff exits for the Oklahoma City Thunder, this is a franchise that had made it to the conference finals in 4 out of the previous 6 seasons. So not the kind of deep run they're accustomed to.
And the second free throw, good. And the Thunder struggling to break through in the West. Doris, are they going in the wrong direction?
Well, certainly they've lost their fair share of star players. And you wonder, do rival executives start to think they may need to trade Westbrook and start from square one?
Westbrook can't get it to go.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Murray. 6 to shoot. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Murray.
Well, the height advantage in this matchup becomes a big factor when he's in the low box.
Murray against Westbrook. Screened by Grant. And it's denied. Now DeRozan. He kicks to Gay. Here's Aldridge. Here's Gasol. Adams, some nice D. For Oklahoma City, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. To the paint. And finished off by Westbrook.
How about the high-flying antics of Russell Westbrook? The alley-oop. My goodness, that's pretty.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Cover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Murray kicks to Aldridge. Outside for Murray. Over Westbrook. Murray, no good.
Well, they know not to leave him open from mid-range, and they're all over him on that shot.
Russell Westbrook's mantra is, why not? Way of daring himself to greater heights.
I think, Kevin, in time, it became a way to build confidence to take on the world. That why not? Who says you can't? He lives by that maxim, and I love it, Kevin.
And Russell Westbrook, he is a standard bearer for the Jordan brand with his own signature shoe, Greg. Few players have ever been as competitive as Michael Jordan, but you think Westbrook may be in that conversation?
No doubt about it. The similarities don't end there. The surreal athleticism, the will to dominate, and that fight, finding grudges to motivate them to their highest level. I think there's a kinship in how MJ and Russ approach the game.
You're seeing some guys who were role players last year, Doris, now stepping up in their games individually and becoming more prominent.
Well, I think that has to do with two things. First, the off-season work you put in. It's really advanced at this point. And what that work that you put in the off-season does is it raises your confidence level. And when you step between the lines, you better believe you can contribute. So it's skill development, it's strength, it's conditioning, it's nutrition. There's so many things that go into a role player starting to become more assertive and more involved.
Here's Aldridge, and that one goes long.
And just the kind of start you're hoping to avoid. 1 for 5 from the field here early on.
Westbrook can't get it to go.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Right, perfect contest in that instance, Greg, making it really hard on the shooter to have any kind of space at all.
To the inside, and stolen by Aldridge. And oh, here we go. Gay's got it, the fast break chance. And Roberson pulls it down. Oklahoma City leading by 3. To the middle. Outside for George. Adams with the screen on Gay. From deep, George. Rebound, San Antonio. This is the first they're seeing of Oklahoma City here. First game of the NBA's regular season for them.
And 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
So what you look for in the first game, 1, does one team make a statement? And 2, how does the other team react to that?
And Gay has become a viable threat from the perimeter. Feels like he can get his shot up over anyone from anywhere.
And DeRozan sends it back.
Well, he continues to have trouble with his shot, well below 50% from the field in this period.
Murray kicks to Aldridge. The pass to DeRozan. 5 to shoot. To the inside. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
And looking now at some numbers for Steven Adams. A very nice season for him last year. 4th in field goal percentage. And he did his share on the glass, battled his way into the top 15 in rebounds per game.
And yet, he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league for sure. Moves without the ball, avoids taking the bad shots. That's why he was top 5 in field goal percentage last year. And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City. Well, with Kawhi Leonard gone, a new era for the Spurs. Even with the addition of DeMar DeRozan, San Antonio looks to be entering their most significant rebuild in decades.
Yeah, but at least they were able to get a star in DeRozan. Now, I would call it more of a reload than a rebuild for the Spurs. Still a lot of talent to work with on that roster.
Here's DeRozan. Nice shot from the wing.
Well, DeMar DeRozan's mid-range game is as good as it gets in the NBA, and the textbook pretty jumper. Go to work, DeMar.
Here's Westbrook. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Murray against Grant. Murray, the pass to Aldridge. Over Westbrook. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Outside for George. Offline with his 3.
And that's how you have to defend him out there on the three-point line. Played him perfectly.
Wasted no time on that one. 6 points for Rudy Gay.
And Gay is quick at getting his shot off. Can't give this guy any separation, even as the pass is coming his way.
George with the bucket.
You know, that's what he wants more of. Up until now, the accuracy just hadn't been there.
Outside DeRozan. Aldridge kicks to Gay. Spurs passing it around. Aldridge a screen. Here's Murray. Terrific design on the big play. He lays it in.
Boy, defender taken out of the play with a rock-solid screen. No way he's going to get through that.
Grant outside. Pass to Adams. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for DeJounte Murray. And then for Oklahoma City, Patterson, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Felton comes in for Roberson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Here's DeRozan. Gay trying to break free. DeRozan's shot is good. And it's a 6-point San Antonio lead. Oklahoma City has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Screen by Adams. Here's George. San Antonio with the rebound.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Paul George, tremendous vertical. Kevin, how fast does he get off his feet?
Schroeder dishes to George. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one on DeRozan. Paul George is so versatile, Doris. He could play in any system, don't you think?
Oh, I completely concur, Kevin. This is a man who can create offense with the ball in his hands. In a secondary role, we know he can be a knockdown shooter, and we're talking about an elite NBA defender. So any team in the league could use a player like PG.
That's good from George.
To think that at one point, after that horrific leg injury, Paul George, there was some doubt whether he could regain the level of play we're accustomed to. But this guy gets better and better.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Pirtle, he's checked in for Aldridge. And Davis Bertans subbed in for Rudy Gay. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Noel's checked in. And both free throws good for Paul George. The Oklahoma City Thunder with one of the more rabid fan bases, Doris, in the NBA.
Well, 7 straight seasons of sellouts. There's something about the love affair you find in these small market one-sport towns. This is an organization that has the complete and full support of their community.
And DeRozan kicks to Mills. Passes it to Bellinelli. On the wing, DeRozan. 6 to shoot. Over George.
Well, that's the wingspan of Paul George. He is so good at bothering shooters with that length.
Schroeder outside. George against DeRozan. George with the bucket. George has got 6.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Mills passes to Pirtle. And DeRozan kicks to Mills. Out to the wing. Shoots over Schroeder. Off the left rim and out. Oklahoma City trailing. Outside, George. Over DeRozan. That's good for George on the assist by Schroeder. 8 points for George.
Well, the efficiency with the mid-range game, Paul George has always possessed.
Mills passes to Bertans. And Bellinelli kicks to Mills. George against DeRozan. Back to Mills. It's up a 3. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, this is where DeMar DeRozan proves he is the real deal. Hill, not only a skilled scorer, skilled at finding his teammates as well.
On the wing, George shoots over DeRozan. That doesn't go either for George.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Out to DeRozan. Pass to Bertens. Hills with it. Patterson defending. And the dunk by DeRozan.
Just terrific communication between teammates. DeRozan times his leap to perfection, and the pass was perfect.
The pass to George. Shoots over DeRozan. George missing again. Spurs leading by 5. Hills with it. Pass to Bertans. From 17 feet out, Mills can't hit. Oklahoma City's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Outside, George. Here's Noel. Makes it off the glass. Noel's got his first basket of the night.
Don't you love how Noel just sticks with it, never gives up on the possession, working really hard for his guys.
There's a screen. Shoots off the screen. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Mills has got 5 points so far. Under trailing by 5. Schroeder passes to Patterson. And George kicks to Noel. Patterson, the screen. Hurdle with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
For 3, Felton. He doesn't hit that one. Now San Antonio takes it the other way.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Hurdle kicks to Mills. Back to Pirtle. Shot clock at 5. Hit the shot, and it's sent back by George. 4-on-3 break. Nobody near Schroeder. Connects from 3-point range. Schroeder's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Mills. He has 7. Kicks to DeRozan. Puts it up from 15. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Spurs lead by 4. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
Estoy como una cabra harta de arpiste. Estoy como una cabra harta de arpiste. Estoy como una cabra harta de arpiste.
DeMar DeRozan last season opened up about his battles with depression, hoping to have a positive impact on others.
People ashamed to talk about it. You must.
Yep, you love the honesty and the bravery to step forward and tell his emotional story.
Yeah, he opened the dialogue. Kevin Love following his lead to talk about anxiety. Athletes as public figures can have a broader impact than just entertaining. And we see it over and over again.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here. What do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Tough defense throughout that first period, and it's really paying dividends.
Well, I think there's a level of physicality with them right now and not allowing the opponent to feel comfortable getting into their heads just a bit.
So for Oklahoma City right now, on the wings, Abrinas and George. Noel is out there with Patrick Patterson, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard position. He kicks to George. Back to Schroeder. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
And there's the feed to Walker. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. So they take the lead. Schroeder's got 7 points. San Antonio trailing here. Mills passes to Bertans. There's a screen. And Mills kicks to Bertans. Back to Mills. Passes it to Bertans. Clock at 4. There's the triple. A three-pointer is right on target. And the Spurs lead by 2. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Basket counts.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Mills passes to Purdy. And Bellinelli kicks to Mills. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's foul number 2 for him.
I'll tell you, with that being his second foul, now you've got to be more careful. You can't give the officials any excuse to whistle him for number 3 before the end of this half.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Saul comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Murray's subbed in for Patty Mills. The Thunder also changing it up. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Patterson. Andre Robertson comes in for George. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. This all setting the pick for Murray. Poked loose. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
And here's a look at some stats for Westbrook. Last season, he played outstanding. He averaged 25 points per, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. He has been at his most dynamic, no question about it, a real handful.
Let's make no mistake, one of the elite talents in the NBA and operating at the highest level right now.
Grant gets a wide open look, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Bertans kicks to Murray. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Walker. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Noel's got his 4th rebound in this one. Abrinas, that's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. And now a 4-point Thunder lead.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Pass to Murray. Tries a 3. And it's Noel with the rebound. On offense, here are the Thunder. They're on a 13-3 run. Abrinas with the bucket.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Boy, certain guys, it's just a rough season, right? For Nerlens Noel last year, that was the case. Couldn't get any consistent playing time. And after looking to be finally on the rise, he takes a step back in his development. It's got to be tough.
And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Well, just incredible instincts from Russell Westbrook. How about that pass? On time, on target, make it easy.
Spurs trail by 6. Murray kicks to Gasol. Knocked away. Abrinas with the bucket. Abrinas has got 7 points.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
And with Noel, it's hard as he turned down a big money long-term deal.
It's always the chance you take, right, if you bet on yourself. And the skill set there for Nerlens Noel, this guy is definitely a great defender. He's just seeking the right opportunity.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. Gay comes in for Davis Bertans. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Adams checked in. Aldridge, the pass to Gay. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Gay. Oklahoma City leading by 10. The pass to Abrinas. Back to Grant. And the dunk by Grant.
Well, Kev, how about Jeremy Grant playing to his strength, uses that athleticism to finish that one with authority.
kicks to Walker. Will it go? Here's Aldridge. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Aldridge has got his second basket of the night. Oklahoma City's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Westbrook against Murray. Here's Adams. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Murray kicks to Walker. Aldridge a screen. Outside, Walker. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. We've talked about what it takes to be a great head coach, Doris. Qualities that you think are paramount to the success, for instance, of an assistant coach.
Maybe the most important attribute to an assistant coach would be coaching with your heart and soul like it's your job on the line every night, not just the head coach's job. Right? If you pour your heart and soul into something and make that head coach's job easier, then you've functioned appropriately. And the other thing it's allowed you to do is it's allowed you to accelerate your growth. You're constantly thinking, what would I do in this situation? That helps you in the long term.
Love that perspective. And so Walker nails both of them. Here's Westbrook. 8 points for him. Pass to Adams. Passes it to Abrines. The second effort and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
It's stolen by Adams. Here's Abrines. He has 7. Out to the right wing. Screen by Adams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Roberson gets the bucket. Roberson's got his first 2 points.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
To the inside. On the jam by Rudy Gay.
Yeah, and I just like the show of force there from Gay. Not settling for the simple layup, but showing his dominance, trying to intimidate with that slam.
Westbrook dishes to Robertson. Out left to the wing. Here's Abrines. Again, Oklahoma City. And here is Murray. He's got 5. Kicks it to Walker. Gasol a screen. They set the pick. Back to Murray. Aldridge with a screen on Westbrook. Here's Murray. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Murray's got 7.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Pass to Roberson. To the left side wing. Here's Abrines, and there's another one for the Thunder.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Andre Robertson played power forward, Doris, at Colorado. He has slid all the way down to shooting guard in the NBA.
Well, I like that you use the word guarding, because that is why Andre Robertson is in the NBA. He is an elite defensive player. He can guard across multiple positions. And you think about who he's matching up with on a night-by-night basis. Whether it's 1s, 2s, or 3s, this is one of the more disruptive defenders we have ever seen.
DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for the Spurs. Bryn Forbes comes in for Walker. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Roberson. Murray Murray outside. Fires it up. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Back to Westbrook. Grant the pass to Abrinas. Oklahoma City moving it around. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's DeRozan. It's not going to go for him. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Here's Abrinas. DeRozan defending. Abrinas the pass to Grant. Count that one. He has 6.
Terrific focus from Jeremy Grant. This guy understands how to take contact and fight through it.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Inside, 11 feet away, DeRozan's shot is off. Oklahoma City leading by 16. Here's Abrinas. He's got 11. Beyond the arc. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
I'll tell you, this guy will not stop pouring it on. It doesn't matter what approach they've tried to use against him. He has had an answer for everything.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Well, Jeremy Grant doing work at the rim. Don't give him any space, boy. This guy can get up.
Murray kicks to Aldridge. Back to Murray. Aldridge with a screen on Westbrook. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Paul George comes in for Alex Abrinas. 1:52 left now here in the second. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Westbrook. For San Antonio, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
Two shots.
Free throw good. Mills. With the analysis, the defensive impact becoming more advanced, Doris, do you think that helps defenders gain recognition even when they're not putting up numbers in individual statistical categories?
Well, think about a recent winner of the Defensive Player of the Year, and that's Draymond Green, whose value becomes into sharp focus, particularly in the 4th quarter of games, when it becomes a possession ball game, and Draymond Green is flying around the floor in help defensive position, covering up for teammates' mistakes. I absolutely think, Kevin, increasingly because of the advanced metrics, that players can be defined outside of points and rebounds. So I love the impact of the numbers.
.127 left in the first half. Offensive rebound. Adams. He feeds it to Patterson. Shooter kicks to George. Goes up again.
Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night from the field.
Gay passes to Forbes. And good that time. Forbes has got his first bucket in this one.
Boy, you have got to love the dime, the pass on time and on target.
And there's the pass to George. Shoots over to DeRozan. Back to Schroeder. Here's the 3. Adams controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Thunder lead by 19.
Well, simply stated, Steven Adams is a force to be reckoned with rebounding the basketball.
And Mills kicks to Forbes. Patterson against Gay. Down low. Here's DeRozan, and it's San Antonio with another.
Well, the danger factor that DeMar DeRozan adds on the offensive end is huge. He puts a ton of pressure on the defense.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Schroeder outside. Five on the clock. Steps back and shoots. No good off the back of the rim. And so it's Oklahoma City feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Billy, balanced scoring for your team. How pleased are you with the way they're keeping everybody involved offensively?
Well, those guys, I think, have done a really good job of moving the ball and sharing the ball, and they're finding open men and they're willing passers, and I think because of that, they've been efficient offensively.
Open shots tend to be made. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. During one stretch, they trailed by 7, never falling behind too far. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, their field goal percentage is a number that jumps off the page. May I say it, Shaq-like? Seriously, they're incredibly efficient shooting the basketball, and I don't think they settle for any bad shots. And you're never going to go wrong with that strategy.
Shaq, let's get your thoughts on San Antonio.
Well, they got to do a better job with the glass. Ernie, they got outworked. They were weak physically. That's part of how they fell behind in this game. I think if they can control those things, they'll be okay.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
We begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Spurs trail by 17. Inside, it's the veterans, Aldridge and Gasol. Murray and DeRozan in the backcourt together. And it's Gay in at the small forward position. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with.
Boy, the screen doing its job to perfection. One of the oldest plays in the book and still one of the best.
The 10-footer. Gasol with the rebound. San Antonio's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting.
That's one way to do it. DeRozan shows off his aerial skills with the firm finish.
The Thunder leading by 13. Outside Westbrook. Grant outside. 6 on the shot clock. From deep, George. Rebounded by the Spurs. DeRozan dishes to Gay. Back to DeRozan. And the layup's good off the glass. DeRozan's got 12 in the game.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Westbrook against Murray. Outside Westbrook, back to Robertson. Adams with the screen on DeRozan. Shot off the screen. Goes back up. Outside for George. Pass to Robertson. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
Boy, they can't buy one right now. 0 for 4 to start the second half.
It's Gay on the way. Passes it to Gasol. There's a good screen. Murray outside. Off off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's DeRozan. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. George has got rebound number 5 here tonight. He kicks it to Westbrook. Pass to Adams. Outside, George. Back to Adams. 5 on the clock. Now the dish to George. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Gasol a screen. And DeRozan kicks to Gasol. Back to DeRozan. Here's the teardrop. And it's good on the way in. DeRozan's got it back down to within single digits for the Spurs. George passes to Westbrook. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And yes, it's good.
The slashing ability of Russell Westbrook is undeniable. Good luck keeping between him and the basket.
San Antonio calls timeout. Doors for both charting game action and improving player health. Players now are being tracked by the player tracking devices or chips in their jersey during a game.
I love it, Kevin, because what it enables teams to do is measure the impact and the toll it can take on a player. For example, we now know that player X ran 5 miles on this particular night in this game action environment. And what that affords you is, okay, if you have a back-to-back situation, then you're going to be more careful with that player's minutes the next night. Or if it's an off day, Kevin, you can just say to that player, listen, unless we're doing a walkthrough, you're not involved. I want you off your feet and recovering. Anything that helps the competitive environment that these players are playing in, I'm all for it, Kev.
That was an excellent example. I like it. He's checked in for San Antonio. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Noel's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And Roberson kicks to Noel. The 3 from George. Sinks the triple. George has got 16 points.
Now, Paul George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Measures the shot before receiving the pass. It's hard to guard.
Right side, Aldridge. Oh, the lob to DeRozan. That one's not going to go.
And really, they had the play all set up there, and then it just breaks down.
I can't believe they didn't pull that one off. Everything seemed there. They've got to be upset with themselves.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, an elite perimeter defender, Andre Roberson uses that impressive length to bother players. What a solid role player this guy has become.
Roof shot.
And he makes the first. And the Spurs with some changes. Pirtle, he's checked in for Gasol. Hampton comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Walker subbed in for DeMar DeRozan.
¿Qué pasa, crack? ¿Habéis visto los piñazos que me pegaron en el vídeo? El Cristian es un máquina, un pájaro, y no la ha pasado, pero yo me escucho. Pero bueno,
and so he hits both. Now Murray. 9 points in the game so far. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
No good, unable to end this run. Oklahoma City leading by 16. Here's George. buries it down low. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
Really just sheer dominance, going into enemy territory and flat out taking over this one.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
Oh, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling in sync totally on both the offensive and defensive ends.
San Antonio calls timeout. Paul George really making a difference here.
I think one of the things at the top of the list in this timeout discussion has got to be the amount of room they're giving him to operate. You've got to get more bodies on him to try to disrupt his rhythm.
Es que es exagerado, es que está con nosotros y tiene la cabeza en la chavala. Vaya a hacerse las uñas ella, vaya a hacerse las uñas. Ella y él va detrás, que va a verla, a verla. Es su mascota. Es que de manicura o algo. No sé si le habrá puesto toda la vacuna, pero es que no es normal. Impresionante, de verdad. Bueno, está con pinta mirando el cuarto, porque se va y es esto que le queda. Porque si no...
Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for San Antonio.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
Now the pass to Walker. Bertans kicks to Murray. Pass to Bellinelli. Just 5 on the clock. Over George. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Here's Oklahoma City. 11 unanswered points for them. Here's Roberson, guarded by Walker. Westbrook against Murray. Adams trying to free himself up. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Murray kicks to Pirtle. Walker the pass to Murray. Stolen by Westbrook. Stolen by Walker. Murray outside. In the corner, it's Bellinelli. Pocket 6. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Bellinelli's got his first bucket in this one.
And Bellinelli, very creative, has that ability to get into the heart of the defense.
14 feet away, and that one comes up a bit short.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, classic example of crowding the shooter, not letting him get comfortable in the mid-range.
And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Mills, he's checked in for DeJounte Murray. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Thunder.
Y yo, Cristian, exagerado, igual rascando de ti. Es que no es normal, no entiendo a la gente así, tío, menos mal que está ahí.
And Mills kicks to Bellinelli. But they'll get another chance. Here's Bertans. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Here's Oklahoma City now. They've got a 13-2 run going. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. The Thunder with another miss. Spurs trail by 20. Now here's Bellinelli. And a wide open look for Walker. They grab their own miss. Bertans' shot is good.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Well, you better be more physical on the glass because they wanted that rebound more than them, plain and simple.
Bucket is good. George has got 20.
Well, Paul George just putting on a show right now. He's been around this league for a long time. The confidence is there.
And Mills kicks to Pirtle. Passes it to Mills. to the wing on the left. Puts it up from 17. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Noel's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Pass to Mills. Walker against Westbrook. And the pass to Mills. Here's Bertans. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Bellinelli. Over George. The shot by Bellinelli. No good.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
How about Jakob Poeltl, the Austrian center? This guy has forced his way into the rotation, and a key part of what his team is doing. There is size and work ethic from the former youth.
Bertans, the pass to Walker. Over Westbrook. San Antonio again missing. And here are the Thunder now. They're on a 15-4 run right now. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And Doris, even with Poeltl's size, perhaps his best attribute is his awareness.
You know what I love about him, Kevin, is he doesn't give up on plays. He's willing to crash the glass, and he's got soft hands and can finish and slip into space on the offensive end.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Jakob Poeltl. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Walker.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Passes it to Bellinelli. Here's Aldridge. A putback, and it's Aldridge on the follow. Aldridge has got his third basket of the night right there.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Schroeder setting the pick for Adams. The three from George. Buries it from three-point range. George has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Oklahoma City. Now here's Mills. He's guarded by Schroeder. Bertans kicks to Mills. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Dennis Schroeder. San Antonio shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Pero qué precio tiene la vigilancia de un gorrilla. Le preguntamos si es para todo el mundo el mismo.
The first free throw is good. The Spurs making a switch here. Gay's checked in.
Hombre, costar un euro. No traes una suerte, ¿no, hija? Bueno, te lo voy a dejar pasar y te voy a hacer la vista gorda, ¿eh? Ay, más guapa viene tu hija que te voy a cobrar. Dale para adelante ahí, déjale.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Well, you think to Steven Adams, and coming out of New Zealand, playing about 1 year at the University of Pittsburgh, now in his 5th season as a starter for the Thunder. And what a pivotal guy he's become for this franchise.
In the corner, George with it. 6 to shoot. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Patterson can't get it to go. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Pass to Forbes. Bellinelli with it. And here's Mills from downtown. It's rebounded by Schroeder. And Steven Adams, drafted by OKC with the 12th pick in 2013. That draft pick, a centerpiece of the James Harden trade.
That trade will go down as one of the great conversation pieces of all time, whether or not you should have moved James Harden. But the reality is, where Adams is concerned, they got a two-way big man with incredible athleticism, unbelievable physical strength, and an evolving offensive game. So this is one piece of the trade that you have made great use of.
Sure. That one wide left. Here is Forbes. He's covered by Felton. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Here's Schroeder. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 3rd assist on the night. A challenging stretch for San Antonio here. Mills passes to Gay. And Mills kicks to Gay. Back to Mills. They set the pick. Shot off the pick. The Spurs rebound, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Oklahoma City called for the foul. The Spurs have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
Pues normalmente lo graba la cámara. Es muy fácil, tenemos muchos amigos que nos ayudan a grabar, como por ejemplo Tillo, Zoraida, Juan, que los llamamos, si pueden pues vienen y lo graban, y si no, pues hacemos dinero y bien. Así siempre viene. Y cuando no vienen, pues yo grabo a Joselito, y yo a él cuando viene a mí, o el trípode nos graba.
And he makes the first. And the Spurs with some changes. Saul comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Bryn Forbes. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
La pregunta, Juan barra baja DM pregunta, ¿os gusta la Semana Santa? Bueno, la Semana Santa es Semana Santa.
He hits them both. 30 seconds left to play here in the third. Schroeder outside. Patterson dishes to George. DeRozan with the rebound. DeRozan's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. To the middle, and stolen by Patterson. Over kicks to Grant. Puts up a 3. Doesn't go that time. And so it's Oklahoma City holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Right back after this break.
Barra baja pregunta, ¿por qué te pusiste el nombre de polifacético? ¿Por qué? Pues muy sencillo, JBX. El nombre polifacético viene porque la gente me decía que yo tenía muchas caras. Por ejemplo, que le parecía a Takeoff, a Brad Pitt, a Will Smith, y todo eso hizo un cúmulo de sensaciones en la gente que al final me dijo polifacético. Y esa es la historia.
And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So for Oklahoma City right now, the forwards, George and Grant. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Abrinas in at the 2 spot. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots. And it's Schroeder missing.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
Here's Mills with nobody on him. He buries the jumper. Mills has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for San Antonio. Grant with a screen on Gay. George double teamed. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. We've seen, Doris, the NBA take a very active role in growing the game internationally. Talk about some of the specifics you've seen in that regard.
Well, I think you have a great leader at the top in Adam Silver who understands that the game is growing on an international stage. It's becoming increasingly popular. And so you see NBA teams going over and playing regular season games in different countries. That's one particular way. Then you have the NBA Cares initiative, which when those teams are over there, they can go out and build basketball academies. NBA in Africa is a once-a-year trip, and they bring 2 teams of NBA players. Think about some of the players off of that continent where they have turned into legit stars. So I think it's important that the game continue to develop, and I love that the NBA considers it part of their responsibility.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Es verdad que tengo bastante multas, pero ninguna es culpa mía. O sea, yo cuando era pequeño tenía una moto, porque José fue pequeño, no nació grande, así como tú lo ves en YouTube. Yo cogía mi motito, ¿no? Ahí, con mi venera ardiente, con mi casco, y siempre tenía mala suerte que a lo mejor se me olvidaba el seguro en la casa, o el casco tenía desabrochado por cosas de la vida.
That's good from Aldridge. Maurice checked in for the Spurs. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Robertson's checked in.
Todas las circunstancias se fue acumulando una serie de multas que, si te das cuenta, la vida es muy traicionera. Pero yo, no tan bien.
No las tiene. Tienes que pagar, por favor. Si alguien de Hacienda está viendo este vídeo, seguidor de José, o que va a ver papeles, por favor, que le quite una parte. Es que no, es que...
And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both. The Thunder leading by 18. Outside, George. Here's Grant. Tries yet again. He lays it in.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Murray kicks to DeRozan. Grant against Aldridge. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
I know how popular threes are in the NBA, but boy, you can't do better than those quality looks in the low post.
The pass to Patterson. No good on the triple.
No doubt it's been a rough game for him. I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it as long as they hang on to the lead the rest of the way.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Nosotros no sé, en una imagen en el suelo, no nos meneamos. La tierra gira.
Here's Gay. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 3 assists in the game.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Schroeder passes to Patterson. Drains it from beyond the arc. And the Thunder lead by 19.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent.
A fader. Aldridge misses.
Boy, he's definitely covered well there, and we know he can knock down the fadeaway shot, just didn't fall there.
And stolen by Aldridge. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Murray kicks to Aldridge. With the fadeaway. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
He's been heating it up since the break, getting some excellent looks right now.
Here's Schroeder. And Gasol sends it back. They retain possession. Outside DeRozan. Aldridge sets up the pick now for DeRozan. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And that game against the Lakers, I think they know how important it is to see how they measure up against the cream of the crop in the West. I'm looking for them to approach it like this is a playoff matchup.
Outside for Gasol. Back to Murray. Gay in the corner. Shot clock at 6. 14 feet away with the second effort, and that one's good by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 10 points in just the second half.
After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
Schroeder dishes to George. Patterson a screen on Gay. George, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. George has got 25 points.
Listen, Paul George is a high IQ basketball player, positions himself beautifully off the screen.
Here's Aldridge. Shoots over Grant. Aldridge. Good.
Wow, he is lighting it up here in the second half.
Oklahoma City leading by 15. Schroeder outside in the corner. George with it. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 5 assists tonight.
After hitting only 1 from downtown in the first half, he's exploded with 3 since.
Aldridge sets up the pick now for Murray. Gasol kicks to Gay. Spurs working the ball around now. Here's Aldridge, and he drops it in from the low post. Aldridge has got 12 now in this quarter.
Dominating this quarter. He's been absolutely fantastic shooting the ball, and they still trail.
And here's George for three. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Spurs trail by 19. Right side, DeRozan. And that one hits back iron.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Roberson the pass to Schroeder. Here's Roberson. DeRozan defending. Pass to George. And George with the stuff.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Murray against Schroeder. Here's Aldridge. And Grant sends it back.
Well, he's got to be a defensive stalwart, and Jeremy Grant using his size to send it back.
At the line for 2.
Yo tengo muchísimo miedo a las arañas. Me da igual la cucaracha, serpiente, los leones, los leopardos, arañas. Pero Spiderman me gusta. Porque Spiderman...
No good on that one. A lot of times late in the season, Doris, we see the expensive vets bought out of their contracts. Often they sign for a cheap price for a true contender, and that affects parity among postseason qualifiers.
No doubt about it, Kevin. It really brings into very sharp focus the value of a quality GM, because the rich can get richer, and it can tilt things toward the top teams. I don't mind it, Kevin. Part of the reason these players agree to a buyout in the first place is the opportunity to choose their next situation. It is within the rules, and therefore I have no problem with it.
I like it as well. The Spurs have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. And DeRozan kicks to Gay. Passes to Aldridge. Got it. Good job in the low post. Aldridge has got 16 here in the second half.
I'll tell you, he's doing everything scoring-wise this period to try to keep them in it.
Westbrook against Murray. Adams with the screen on Gay. Screen by Adams, and the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Gay against George. Feeds it to Adams.
And throughout his career, Gasol has continued to build upon his reputation as a lockdown defender. He gives his all on that end of the floor.
Kicks it to Gay. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And that's 15 points for Rudy Gay.
Boy, you can't pin their struggles today on him. He's been on fire from the field.
To the inside, here's Westbrook. A beautiful reverse layup. And the Thunder lead by 21.
You get the sense that Russell Westbrook relishes contact. He is so physically strong.
Well, the league is always looking for ways to adjust the rules, make them better. There's a committee that studies this every single year, and with that in mind, Doris, any rules you think they should alter or tweak?
Yeah, there's absolutely one, Kevin, and I think this goes to the point where perhaps we can have some more uniformity in the FIBA-ruled games that are played and the NBA. And there's one thing that's occurred in international play where players are becoming more athletic, and the opportunity for electric stuff to happen in transition is critical. To me, we have got to stop the intentional fouls, which are prohibiting fast breaks and all the potential for the explosive, exciting athleticism to be on display. So that, to me, is something we've got to address.
I'm with you.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
So, Kevin, Russell Westbrook wins the 2017 MVP award. Does he relax and rest on his laurels, Heck no. This guy is just striving for greatness. I love it.
Shooting two.
And the first one drops.
A 100.000 comentarios y a 1.000.000 de reproducciones. Prometo ir por José en el cohete, rapado desnudo, grabando, montado en un pony. Y cuando llegue allí, cortaré con un cuchillo a 10.000 grados el cuchillo que cortó el cohete.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Murray outside. Gasol setting the pick for Gay. He kicks it to Aldridge. To the paint, deflects the pass. Gasol, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
I'll tell you, somebody on the defensive end has got to step in and try to get a body on him there.
Westbrook against Murray. Left side, Westbrook. Lays it up off the glass.
Timeout.
Westbrook's got 20 points.
Boy, the explosion, the body control, Westbrook doing damage right now.
San Antonio calls timeout. Well, the league taking steps towards to reform the draft lottery, flattening out the odds, doing a variety of things just to analyze the way it works, the mechanics. Do you think the change will be enough?
Well, again, I think this goes back to the leadership at the top of the NBA, and the right man is in charge in Adam Silver. And this is typical to Adam Silver. Everything happens with a very measured approach in terms of reform. You do a little bit, and then you evaluate. But I think Adam has made it clear that the change they made to the draft lottery was nothing more than a first step. Now, where do we go from here? That remains to be seen.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Spurs trail by 21. Murray outside. Dishes it to Aldridge. Over Westbrook. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
What a great job contesting without fouling. Exactly how you want to defend the mid-range shot.
And Adams kicks to Roberson. Clock at 6. Adams sets the pick for George. Over Gay. Offensive rebound. The kick out to Westbrook. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's his fourth foul of the contest. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. A different look for Oklahoma City.
Bueno, Dani va a sacar lo que tenemos que interpretar los dos elegidos, que somos Cristian y yo, ¿vale? El primero eres tú y el segundo yo.
Abrinas the pass to Schroeder. 1:51 left here in the fourth quarter. Back to Abrinas. 5 to shoot. There's a screen by Noel. Ring shot on the way. Misses off the right eye. Spurs trail by 21. The feed now to Forbes. Felton with some nice D. Oklahoma City's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Thunder.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for George.
Boy, what a security blanket this guy has been on the offensive end. He made sure they didn't suffer any cold spells. And anytime the offense started to get stagnant, they could get him the basketball, and he'd get them in the right position.
Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession.
One of those nights where the wheels come off, nerves seem to be playing a factor.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Outside, Felton. And Patterson kicks to Abrinas. Patterson, the screen. Here's Schroeder. That doesn't go either for Schroeder. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
Birtle sets the pick for Bellinelli. Nailed from three-point land.
And Bellinelli moves well in these situations, staying active at all times and being rewarded there with his effort.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. I know it's a team game, but it looked like you really wanted to put your fingerprints on this game tonight. What's the mindset there?
I did. I wanted to start, the second half off with a lot of energy, and I wanted to make it a focus for myself that, I wouldn't let teams, take things away from me. So I just want to step it up and up it up a level.
Really involved in the game tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
¿Tú sabes más que yo de medicina? Con los dedos. Con los dedos. Mira. En el chino fui y me la dio. Pero vamos a hablar de tus pulmones, Juan. Tiene una enfermedad del pulmón que no que cuando tú te haces una paja. Pero ve que tú. Ve a mi pulmón, porque me lo que tú miras. A ver, Juan, ¿cómo es tu pulmón? Pero Juan, Juan, pero tú vienes medio aquí a reñirme o. Tú tienes semen en los pulmones, Juan, semen. Cuando te pajeas, te sale para adentro. Y te lo inunda, Juan, porque tiene un huevo enconado. ¿Tiene un huevo enconado?